Hello, my name's Dr. A.J. Kumar, PhD. We're reading Euclid's Elements. This is Book 1, Proposition 1, and reading it off of some guy's website from 1998, which is a really good website. And the question is how to construct an equilateral triangle on a given finite straight line. So what this means is I have a line segment, okay, and I want to make an equilateral triangle where this is one of the sides. Okay, so the way we do this, everything in Greek geometry is ruler and compass, okay? So what I do is I make a circle through A, centered at A that goes through B, and make a circle at B that goes through A. Now I have these two new points, and I just pick one at random. I'm going to pick this one up here. Okay. Now, let's make a segment. Okay. So, this new point up here is called C. Now I want to note that A is equidistant from both B and C because its difference is one of the radiuses of the circle. Likewise, B is equidistant from both A and C, and so all three sides of these are equal. So this is how we make an equilateral triangle according to Euclid. Now, I think the notes on this are really interesting. Okay, so let's just read it in Euclid's verbiage, or in Thomas Heath's translation of Euclid's verbiage. Thomas Heath, by the way, is the guy who wrote all the English language translations of all the ancient Greek classic math texts. It's really so he is sort of the authority for, he's dead now, but he was the authority for Greek mathematics in the English language. So we all owe him quite a lot of gratitude. Let AB be the given finite straight line. Okay, cool. AB, right here. It is required to construct an equilateral triangle on the straight line AB. Okay. Describe the circle BCD, okay, with center A and radius AB. Okay. Again, describe the circle ACE, okay, with center B and radius BA. Okay. Join the straight lines CA and CB from the point C at which the circles cut one another. This is going to be interesting. To the points A and B. Now, since point A is the center of the circle CDB, therefore AC equals AB. Again, since the point B is the center of the circle CAE, therefore BC equals BA. But AC was proved equal to AB, therefore each of the straight lines AC and BC equals AB. And things which are equal to the same thing are also equal one another, therefore AC also equals BC. Therefore the three straight lines AC, AB, and BC equal one another. Therefore the triangle ABC is equilateral, and it has been constructed on the given finite straight line AB. ABC is equilateral. Okay. Right, so, and I want to note, this is referencing a prior postulate. So, BCD with center A and radius AB. So, that is referencing the postulate 3, so we can describe a circle with any center and radius. This is saying we have a compass. Okay. And I think it's actually better to play with this stuff in GeoGebra. Particularly, there's something I'm going to go back and hit undo. Okay. So I was using the naive circle tool, but there's actually a compass tool, which is closer to what the Greeks had. Do we have a straight edge tool? I would like that. Oh, well. Doesn't look like it. We have all of Euclid's constructions, there's tools for them in GeoGebra is the point. But what I can do, fuck off. What I can do is pick 2 points, and it will make this, it'll make a circle where this is the radius. Okay, so in particular, if I do that, let me hit escape. what I can do is, if I have a new point over here, what I can do is take this compass, make a compass, and then put it over here. This is a thing I can do in Greek math, in Euclid's math. That was postulate 3. What's postulate 1? Yeah, to draw the fact that I can join points. I can do joins. He doesn't, interestingly, say that he can compute meets. So my personal favorite type of geometry is called projective geometry, which is just straight lines. It just meets and joins. That's all you can do. You don't even have you don't have circles. It's actually, in a way, it's more general, and I think it's more interesting than Euclid's geometry. And we're gonna talk about that probably in the I'm gonna do a different playlist for Apollonius's work with conics, and that's very related to a lot of the stuff with projective geometry. Anyway, let's see. I don't know. Anyway, so the point, one of the important points here is stating your assumptions and then explaining why everything that you do depends on one of your assumptions. Now, since the point A is the center of the circle CDB, therefore AC equals AB. Again, since the point B is the center of the circle CAE, therefore BC equals BA. So this is definition. A circle. Yeah, so this is a definition of a circle. Right, so he's using the definition of a circle here. So let me undo. His idea, his point. Let me make the construction again. Okay, and I'm going to use a normal circle tool. Okay. Let me do the construction again. Okay. By the definition of a circle, since these are called, I don't know if you can read this label. Let me make them colors. Let me give them colors. Object properties. Okay, how about this? Here, this will be red style. Let me make it really thick so you can see it. Okay, and this will be red. Come on. There we go. Okay, we have red. We have blue. Okay. And let's make this green. Okay, and red joined to green, that'll be a yellow, because that's halfway between red and green in RGB, I think. Okay, halfway between blue and green, that'll be like this turquoise. Basic. Yeah, let's make it. Hate this program so much. Okay, and let's make this original one. Let's just keep it black. Okay. So black, actually, let's make it purple because then the color scheme is consistent. Okay. So purple equals turquoise because they're both radiuses of the same circle. That's the definition of a circle. Purple equals yellow because they're both radiuses of the same circle. Okay, I prefer colors rather than these names. Okay. I'm not gonna bother uploading this, by the way, because this is really simple. If there was a really complicated construction he's doing, then I would upload it. This is such a simple thing, though. It's sort of not worth my time in a way. Okay. Anyway, things which equal the same thing which equal one another. So both blue, yellow and turquoise both equal purple, so therefore they are equal. That's what this line is, which is common notions 1, which is things that equal the same thing equal one another. Therefore, the three straight lines AC, AB, and BC all equal one another, so therefore, right. Therefore, it's equilateral, and it's been constructed. There we are. What is equilateral? Yeah, so an equilateral is one where all three sides are equal, right? Okay. QEF, which today usually you say QED. Anyway, the guide is interesting. This proposition is a very pleasant choice for the first proposition in the elements. The construction of the triangle is clear, and the proof that it is an equilateral triangle is evident. Of course, there are two choices for the point C, but either one will do. Euclid could have chosen proposition 1.4 to come first. We'll read that, since it doesn't logically depend on the previous three, but there are some good reasons for putting 1.1 first. For one thing, the elements ends with constructions of the five regular solids in book 13, so it's a nice aesthetic touch to begin with the construction of a regular triangle. More important, though, is that 1.1 is needed in 1.2, and that in 1.3, right, 1.1 is needed in 1.2, and 1.2 is needed in 1.3. 1.2 and 1.3 give constructions for moving lines, and in 1.4, although not logically dependent on 1.2 or 1.3, does use the concept of superposition. I don't remember what 1.4 is, which involves in some sense moving points in lines. By the way, I have not read the elements before. I've grabbed bits and pieces out of it, but I've not read the whole thing before. Marginal references to postulates, definitions, etc. The abbreviations in the right column refer to postulates, definitions, common notions, and previously proved propositions. Each indicates a justification of a construction or conclusion in a sentence to its left. They are not part of Euclid's elements, but is a tradition to include them as a guide to the reader. Sometimes the justification is quoted in full, as in Common Notions 1 is here, but usually it is left to the reader to determine the justification. QEF and QED, right. QEF, which means which was to be done, and QED means end of demonstration. Right. The rest of the proofs end with QED. That's interesting. Right, okay. Okay, critiques of the proof. Yeah, this is kind of interesting. This is what I wanted to get to. It is surprising that such a short, clear, and understandable proof can also be so full of holes. There are logical gaps where statements are made with insufficient justification. Since the first proof in the elements is the one in this proposition, it has received more criticism over the centuries than any other. For instance, why does C exist? It looks like it exists, but does it? Near the beginning of the proof, the point C is mentioned where the circles are supposed to intersect, but there is no justification for its existence. The only one of Euclid's postulate that says a point exists is the parallel postulate, and that postulate is not relevant here. Indeed, some postulate is needed for that conclusion, such as if the sum of the radii of the two circles is greater than the line joining their centers. Then the two circles, something like that. Okay. Such a postulate is also needed in proposition 1.22. There are models of geometry in which the circles do not intersect, right? Rational geometry, which is what we're going to be doing in the QAnal playlist. Thus, other postulates not mentioned by Euclid are required. In Book 3, Euclid takes some care in analyzing the possible ways that circles can meet, but even with more care, there are missing postulates. Why is ABC a plane figure? After concluding the three straight lines AC, right, that's cool, that's fun. Turn the grid back on. There we are. Why is ABC a plane figure? After concluding the three straight lines AC, AB, and BC are equal, what is the justification that they contain a plane figure ABC. Recall that a triangle is a plane figure bounded by contained by three lines. Okay. These lines have not been shown to lie in a plane. Okay, yeah. There's this issue with Euclid's geometry is just as easily three-dimensional as it is two-dimensional, but I guess... Right, okay. Right, so a triangle, they all have to be in a plane. Why are they all in the plane? That's interesting. Right, later... That's interesting. So it's saying that later on he proves these things, but they should precede this, but they don't. So plane geometry, that's interesting. Okay. So we start with planar geometry, and then later on we show that... Okay, that's interesting. Why does ABC contain an equilateral triangle? Zeno of Sidon, which is different from Zeno's paradox, criticized the proof because it was not shown that the sides do not meet before they reach the vertex. Right. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. That's interesting. Huh. But basically, what needs to be shown or assumed is that two infinitely extended straight lines can meet in at most one point. Okay. Yeah, so basically there's all sorts of weird if you just use the information we have, there's actually a load of possible geometries, not just Euclid's geometry. And if you because Euclid failed to assume things like lines meet in exactly in 0, 1, either distinct lines meet in exactly 0 points if they're parallel or exactly 1 point if they're not parallel. Right. And then or they're the same line, in which case I guess you could say infinitely many points. All right, that's all I have to say. We'll read the next proposition in the next video. Thank you for watching. I guess the thumbnail of the video will be this. I'll Photoshop this. Anyway, see ya. Bye.